Going viral on YouTube sounds like a dream, right? One day you're unknown and nobody knows you, and the next one, boom, you went viral. You exploded, and you're like, everyone is on you, everyone's watching you. But is it really a good thing for small creators? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video if you stick around. It's always good to start off with remembering what Spider-Man taught us once. With great power comes great responsibilities. Let's just start off with the challenges, okay? Because I feel like we are in a wave of YouTube right now in which everyone is preaching on how to go viral in 30 days, on how to get big, like within the first week of videos, going like with huge amount of numbers with one video. They're blowing up small channels, they're boosting new channels, and this is creating a lot of anxiety for new creators, because if that doesn't happen for them, they're gonna feel like a failure, which is kind of like a little bit of the example for me. I have another channel that I do vloggings for a different audience, in a different niche, in a different language, and the experience I have over 100 subscribers at this point, and the experience there is so different because it's so slow compared to what everyone is saying out there. And I have been applying all of the strategies that we learn from tutorials on YouTube, from all of those videos that people are teaching you on how to go well on YouTube. You know, the intro, like the first 30 seconds of the videos, the message you want to bring, the aesthetics and everything. So I feel like we're already in a new wave. I've talked about that in the other videos on YouTube, on how we are going on this new wave of more raw and authentic content. So people are almost like using this as a way of preaching that, oh, you're gonna go super famous and viral if you post raw and authentic content day to night. But do we really need that? Like, the question is, like, do we really want to go viral in our first video already? Especially for small creators. I'm not saying like if you have an agency backing you up, if you have already a content planning, if you have already a calendar of content planned, if you have a structure behind you, if you have a company or a business. I'm talking to you, small creator like me. You're just starting. You want to start on YouTube independently, and you're testing things out. You're trying to do everything. You're posting consistently, but do you really want to go viral so fast? Again, let's dive into that a little bit. Here are a few of the challenges of going viral too soon, based on what I've noticed from the other channels that went viral so fast. There's such a pressure of this sudden responsibility. So basically, when you go viral overnight, there's suddenly a massive audience that is expecting more from you. And more, mostly like of the same that you already created in that video that went viral. So that creates a lot of pressure and anxiety on the creator of like, okay, I have to replicate this, or maybe what should I do now? Especially if you don't have a plan outlined for you. So again, if you don't have a plan or a strategy outlined for you, or an organization or a method backing you up, you're just testing things out, it's very easy for you to feel really overwhelmed. So aiming for the going viral at this point is not ideal. Second, we have limited room for mistakes. When you're a small channel or a small creator, you have a wider margin for committing mistakes, or even for errors. A small community, a small creator, means that when you're still small and growing, it means that you have a wider margin for experimenting, for trying new things, or testing without too much backlash. Because at the end of the day, not a lot of people are watching. It's just basically you, a few friends, or people that like found you on the internet and they're kind of like connecting with you, but there's not like a lot of eyes on you. But with a massive audience, a small misstep may generate like a huge impact, and it can like really be magnified to a level that you were not expecting. And that can be overwhelming, frustrating. It can hold you back on creating more content because you feel like you're not prepared, which in fact, most of the time you're not prepared. Number three, it can set unrealistic expectations. So going viral on one of your videos, like based on the other channels that I've noticed, like they do a topic that is going viral and then they cannot replicate that success, or they keep trying to replicate that success, and that, brings them out of their content creation process, brings them out of their ideation process, brings them out of like what they actually want to talk about, because they are just trying to replicate that one video that went viral. So it kind of like traps you into this cycle of trying to reproduce that, recreate it in different ways. So that's a loss of content ideas. That's a loss of time. Because of that, I've recently watched a movie called The Perks of Being a Wildflower, and I've learned so much from this movie. So I decided to bring here in this video the advantages of being invisible as a small creator, okay? Number one, you have more room to experiment. So invisibility gives you freedom to experiment more, to find your voice. When we were creating our first videos, we're still trying to understand like the styles, the voice, the way we communicate, the script formats, if scripted, if not scripted, if talking head, if walking, if showing my room, if showing, we're still trying to figure it out. And we have room for that as small creators because not a lot of people are watching. So we are basically the only ones who are judging ourselves and learning from that. So gives more space. That gives more space for us to refine our creative process without too much scrutiny. And again, I think one of the things that like most resonates with me is the fact that like with a small audience, it gives me room to just focus on the content creation part and creating content actually, and making videos and putting it out there rather than the numbers and the views, because that's what you have to actually worry about in the beginning. It's creating, it's posting, and just like make sure you're doing it. It's not about like if you have 10 views in a video, 1 view in a video or not. It's just creating, right? And then my third point is actually related to that movie that I mentioned, The Perks of Being a Wildflower, which is basically related to privacy and protection. So when you're starting out, you can enjoy the gift of privacy. Your content, your thoughts, your experiences, your voice, they are shielded from judgment, like a huge amount of judgment. And that gives you space to grow authentically, like being yourself and not worrying too much of like what the others are saying about you, because you have room to that. And by the time people come, and you have given yourself time to build this solid and authentic personality that you had the time to experiment with when you were a small creator. The thing is like one of the things that I don't notice like a lot of creators doing here, because they're mostly just worried about money, monetization, numbers and numbers and numbers. Guys, it's not that I not worried about that. I will be, but it's not the time for me to be worried about that yet. I think it's a process. Everything has its own time. And not being worried about numbers and views and subscribers and analytics for now is basically a way for me to appreciate these small wins. So your first subscriber, like my first subscriber here, my first view, my 10 first view, my 21st view, those are milestones too. Like we should not take it for granted, because we're only gonna get into the hundreds, the 100,000s once we do the first ones, which are like the number 1, the number 10, the number 20 views, right? So those are small steps, but they're necessary in order for us to grow. In number 5, for me, another aspect of this small journey as a small content creator is finding my creative voice. And visibility gives me time and room to find my own voice and strengthen it through time and over time. So again, like I said before, when the spotlight finds me, when the algorithm does its magic and find my audience, I'll likely have a solid perspective and authentic personality to, share with people and connect with other people. And this brings me to another topic in this video, which is why I think YouTube's algorithm like the way the growth system works here is so beneficial for small creators, even though people don't think so. First, YouTube gives you time to grow. So first, YouTube gives you time to grow. Okay, it's giving you time to grow. The minute like you're posting consistently, and it's understanding your audience, and it's understanding the kind of content and the experiences you've been working on, and the formats you've been working with, and finally pushes to the right person and finds that community for you, well, it gives you room to grow to. Most rooms don't go viral on their first videos, and that's a good thing, guys. Because YouTube will let you sit in this kind of limbo while you're creating content that will give you time not only for the algorithm to understand about your content and your audience, but also for you to understand about your content and your audience. Because sometimes we think we have something all clear in our heads, all well thought out, but at the end of the day, it's not. And then we get surprised with something like it goes in a different direction. And if you don't have a mindset, an open mind to accept and embrace this direction, we're going to be stuck, right? So it's also about understanding that YouTube is like beneficial in that sense. The algorithm is working. It's just like trying to understand what you're trying to say and who you're trying to say that for. And it also gives you, again, the opportunity to test and learn. There are a bunch of formats here in YouTube, niche styles, and you always have room to test what works for you in the same channel, creating different channels. This is my second channel, by the way. I have another channel in a different niche, in a different format, more vlogging style. It's for a different language or audience, so I don't even share it here, and I don't even give it the name here because it's not necessary. It's not something like you guys are going to understand. But here it's more of like documenting this small process of creating content. So for small creators and sharing my perspective, my takes on that. And that's another thing that YouTube helps you build your community, and over time, like an authentic community. Because if you go viral day to night, most likely you're going to attract a wide variety of people, like a wide range of people that are not within your scope of content. They are just there for that unique video sometimes, or for something you wanted to say and bring in that video. They're not going to stick around. So they're going to judge and comment things that are not related to your personality, that are not related to your videos. They are not going to resonate with you because they are not part of your community. And when you're growing slow, it gives you time for the people that actually connects with you to follow you, to comment, to like, and see your growth too. They are following your journey, and they are like from the beginning there. So that's a good thing. In my other channel, I've passed the milestone of 800 subscribers, and I've started receiving like a few comments from recurring subscribers, and it's so good to see the comments, because the comments are, for me, my experience at least, they are good. They are like good criticism. They are good people telling me like, hey, the video was too fast here, like I felt a little bit like anxious watching it. Do you mind like going slow, on a slow pacer, like for this? And I love that. I don't take that badly, because I know those people that are recurring viewers. YouTube tells me that. So I know those people are back there and they like my content and they like to continue appreciating, and that gives me a good feedback for me to like continue creating videos for them in a better way, and also in a way that resonates with them as well, and adapt my content style for that. So it gives you time to build an authentic community, from people that actually gives you a feedback, like because they like your content, because they want to continue watching it in a way that like you can adapt. Not like people that are attacking you or like, saying bad comments about you, like they don't even know you because you just blew up in a, specific video of your YouTube channel. Also, this community is likely going to be more loyal to you in the long run, because they have been there since the beginning when you're starting. And I'd like to take this minute to say, if you want to be part of this community of small creators, and in which I'm like sharing and documenting my process in a challenge of posting a video for 30 days, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment. Let me know what you like of this video, if you like it, if you'd like to bring criticism or feedback, positive feedback, please leave it in a comment. I'd love to hear back from you. So I'd like to give a little bit of strategies that work for me to embrace the pace of your YouTube process, YouTube creation process growth. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. 1, focus on small wins, okay? Celebrate the first milestones like 10 views, 1 subscribers, 5 subscribers, 20. Set the milestones for you to celebrate and celebrate them and let it come slowly. Number 2, experiment freely. Okay, it's time to experiment, to create content. That's what you're doing now. Use these early stages for different content formats. I'm also thinking of doing this here in this channel. So far, I've just been doing this very raw, sitting on my bedroom talking to you. But I do want to walk around in the city. I live in New York City. I feel like it's gonna be a good idea to go and walk around while talking to you guys. But at the same time, like, it's so cold outside. But anyway, I will test different formats here as well to see what works and what not. And that's another thing, that strategy that you could do. Number 3, stay organized. Of course, stay organized, because you need to prepare a system that works for you, like a weekly system of content creation. You have to set a goal, like, I'm gonna post 100 videos, and this is my system for these 100 videos. And then you go and post and learn from that, okay? And then you have a plan, you have a calendar. That's what I've been doing. I have a calendar for this YouTube channel. So one of the strategies I do, I sit down on a day and I script the videos. I write down what I want to bring in this video. I journal some of the videos for some of the videos, and then I bring it here. And then I take a day to record 3 videos, another day to record 2 videos, and then I post them in series, like, for the next week. And then on the next weekend, I'm going to repeat the process. So basically have a system and organize yourself. Number 4, constantly find inspirations, okay? And you can take references from other YouTube channels. You can take references from books. You can take references from Pinterest. But the thing for me was, I was stuck in a cycle of just watching YouTube of people telling me, like, to start a YouTube channel. I've watched so many videos of people like, start it now, just start, post. And I was just like, I learned that I was just consuming those content. And at the end of the day, what I needed actually was to actually do something. So don't get stuck on just getting references, but actually doing, putting them into practice and remixing all of the ideas. I have a video here talking about remix. I'm going to put here in the cards, like, on how to find your authenticity, on how to find your community through your authenticity. And it's right here in the cards, or reference in the description somewhere. It's going to be there, or in my channel, you're going to find it. Focus on the plans. Stick to the plans that you created. This is my other strategy that I've decided to work on. Like, there'll be a lot of people on YouTube telling you on what to do, on how it works for them, but at the end of the day, it works for them, right? It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You have to come up, like, learn from that and filter all of the information you're gathering there, adapt it to you on YouTube, and also stick to your plan. Create a plan, have a plan, stick to your plan. If the plan doesn't work, create another plan and build upon that. And that's what, like, you're going to have space to do that. You're going to have space to experiment and learn in this small creating journey. And lastly, people, enjoy the process. Remember why you started being here. If you enjoy the process, that will literally resonate in the videos. People will notice that. They will actually be here and they will, okay, this person's excited about what they're doing. I'm going to be here because I want to be excited as well. And it's been quite a journey for me. I'm so grateful to be here. Like, even though, like, with 0 views or anything, I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about the things I like. I've learned so much on how to structure a YouTube, script, and how to communicate with people, how to talk better. So I've been learning a lot in this journey, even though, like, I have no subscriptions. I'll come up with another video on how YouTube has changed my life as well. So yeah, guys, enjoy the process and let me know, what do you guys think here in the comments? Do you think that going viral at the end of the day is a good thing? I'm talking about small creators, okay? Especially for small creators. Let me know what you think about that. And remember that sometimes invisibility is the best gift someone can have. It gives you time to growth, experiment, and test, and find your voice without any pressure. But I'm really curious to understand what you guys think about this. If you think this is, like, not accurate, if you think, like, we should, like, go viral in our early stages. So let's have a discussion here in the comments, okay? I'd love to hear your perspective on that. And if you like this video, you're probably gonna like this other one here. My name is Drigo, and I'm sharing my journey as a small content creator here in New York City and documenting all of this process. And I hope you have been enjoying this journey with me. I'm on a 30-day challenge of posting videos, and soon there'll be more comment on the way. Just stick around. Bye-bye.